Today we venture into the vast, snow-covered forests of North America, where the winter winds howl like the cries of lost souls. Here, in the heart of this frozen wilderness, there exists a legend as ancient as the towering trees. It is the tale of the Wendigo, born of ice and darkness, a creature of insatiable hunger and malevolence. But the Wendigo is more than just a monster. It is a force of nature itself, embodying greed, starvation, and the primal fears that grip those who dare to wander too far into the unknown. The story of the Wendigo has been passed down through generations by the Algonquian-speaking tribes of the northern forests, including the Cree, Ojibwe, and Algonquin. They speak of a time when the world was harsh and unforgiving, when winter brought death and famine, and survival meant making impossible choices. In such times, when the cold tightened its grip and food was scarce, a dark transformation was said to take place in those who succumbed to the ultimate taboo, cannibalism. The legend tells that when a person consumes human flesh out of desperation, they do not simply survive, they become something else. They are transformed into a Wendigo, a monstrous being that is forever cursed with a hunger that can never be satisfied. The Wendigo grows taller and gaunt, its skin stretched thin over its emaciated frame, its eyes sunken and glowing with a feverish hunger. Its lips, if it has any left, are tattered and bloody, as it constantly gnaws at its own flesh in a futile attempt to sate its endless appetite. One of the most chilling accounts of the Wendigo comes from the tale of Swift Runner, a Cree hunter who lived with his family in the harsh wilderness of Alberta in the 19th century. Swift Runner was known as a strong and capable man, but during the winter of 1878, something went terribly wrong. The winter was brutal that year, the snows deep and the food scarce. When spring arrived, Swift Runner emerged from the forest alone, telling a harrowing story of starvation and death. He claimed that his entire family had succumbed to hunger during the long winter. However, when authorities investigated, they found evidence that Swift Runner had not merely outlived his family, he had consumed them. The remains showed signs of foul play far beyond what could be explained by desperation. Swift Runner was arrested and later confessed to his crimes, claiming that he had been possessed by the Wendigo spirit. He described a terrifying transformation, where an overpowering force drove him to commit the unspeakable. This case sent shockwaves through the region, reinforcing the Wendigo legend. To the indigenous peoples of the area, it was a grim reminder of the dangers that lurked not just in the wilderness, but within the human soul. They believed that the Wendigo was not simply a physical creature, but a malevolent spirit that could possess those who indulged in their darkest desires. It was said that the Wendigo's whisper could drive a person to madness, turning them into a ravenous beast, ever craving human flesh. But the Wendigo is not just a tale of horror. It is also a moral lesson. The legend serves as a stark warning against greed, excess, and the violation of the natural order. To the Algonquian tribes, the Wendigo was the embodiment of gluttony, the result of allowing one's desires to consume them. It was a creature that represented the dangers of losing one's humanity, of becoming a slave to one's darkest instincts. The Wendigo's presence is felt most strongly during the depths of winter, when the nights are longest, and the cold presses in on all sides. It is during these times that the creature is said to roam the forests, its eerie cry echoing through the trees like the wail of a banshee. Those who hear its call are warned to turn back, for to encounter the Wendigo is to face the abyss of one's own soul. It is said that even speaking the creature's name can summon its attention, for the Wendigo is always searching, always hungering for new prey. Yet not all stories of the Wendigo end in terror. Some speak of the Wendigo hunters, brave shamans and warriors who dedicated their lives to tracking and destroying these abominations. Armed with sacred rituals and weapons blessed by the spirits, these hunters would venture into the heart of the wilderness, seeking to free those who had fallen under the Wendigo's curse. The battle between the Wendigo and its hunters became a symbol of the eternal struggle between the darkness within and the light of humanity. The Wendigo myth has endured for centuries, evolving with the times, yet always retaining its core message, a warning against the destructive power of greed and the dangers that lie in the heart of winter. Anthropologists and folklorists such as Basil Johnston, an Ojibwe teacher and author, have documented these legends, noting their importance in the cultural fabric of the Algonquian people. In his writings, Johnston described the Wendigo not just as a monster, but as a manifestation of the darker side of human nature. Today, the Wendigo continues to haunt the imagination, its legend inspiring countless stories, films, and even psychological discussions. It has become a symbol of the insatiable hunger that can reside within. A reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are not those that lurk in the shadows, but those that dwell within us all. And so the tale of the Wendigo echoes through the forests, a story of darkness and warning that still chills the soul. It serves as a reminder of the thin line between survival and savagery, and the cost of surrendering to our darkest desires. If this journey into the legend of the Wendigo has captivated you, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Together, let's continue to explore the myths and stories that reveal the depths of human fear and the mysteries of the world around us. And now, as the day draws to a close and the shadows deepen, we bid you good night. May your dreams be filled with wonder, and the ancient tales we've shared guide you gently into rest. Sleep well, and until next time, the world of myth awaits.